Let me tell you a story about the times, plural, that I go to a client's house, talk to them about what they could do if they wanted to improve the resale value of their home. And let me break it down for you. So this is for newer realtors or even consumers. I went to this house and it was in a catastrophe situation. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I've sneezed like 400 times today. Also just got my hair done. It's so cute. Anyway, went to this person's house, went to this guy's house, and I'm headed there now to get the listing documents signed because he did what I told him to do. Not doing anything, he was going to get $230 to $250 to his house. He needed mild updates in every room. Mild updates are paint, carpet, neutral, repairs, new counters, new cabinetry, blah, blah, blah. He was a perfect candidate for a bridge loan or a HELOC. A bridge loan is in the event that he had, but both situations occur if you have substantial equity in your house, as most people who bought their houses in the early 2000s have a substantial amount of equity in their house because more than likely they have a low interest rate and more than likely their homes increased by at least $100K in value in the lovely last 4 years of inflation that we've been living through and barely surviving it. So anyway, when I went to him, I was like, okay, sir, I think if you do nothing to your house and you just sell it as is, you're going to be able to get $230 to $250, but what do you owe in your house? And he told me. And I was like, okay, well, have you thought about getting a home equity line of credit and doing all of the updates to the home using that equity? If you do this, and this, and I walked him through all those things because I had a knowledge of like how much each thing would cost. I knew how much about it would cost to recarpet the house, all the things I knew about how much. And he goes, no, I hadn't really thought about that. So, well, here's your choices. We could sell your house for probably $375 if you do $50,000 to $70,000 worth of updates, or you could do nothing and sell it just like this. And it will attract a lower amount of people willing to undertake this project, and you could probably get like $230 to $250 for it. And he was like, that makes sense to me that I would just go ahead and do it. And I was like, yeah, I think you should. This is also him reconverting his garage that he was using as an extra room back into a useful garage, because I was like, sir, no one's going to pay that kind of money for no parking. That's not going to happen. So that's what I'm going over there to do right now. I'm going to go over and inspect what he's done. He's taken some time. The bridge loan didn't work for him. It wasn't an option because he needs to take all the money, and you can't do both. You can't do a HELOC and a bridge loan. So we talked about the options, and we decided that the best thing for him to do was to pull the money out so he can get the most money, because where he's going, the median purchase price is significantly higher, as most of the time that is the case in Memphis. So it's really important that my sellers know that they don't have to give their house away. I think another realtor maybe would have been like looking for the easy sale and just been like, yeah, $250 is great. Let's just put a sign in the yard. You'll have multiple investors. You'll probably bid it up a little bit, and then you'll be just done in 30. But if you don't ask the person, is it more important to you to be done fast, or is it more important to you to get the most money? And could I have taken advantage of this seller? 100%. And I unfortunately know many, many situations where that has happened, where the agent's like, oh, I'll give you this much, and then they would then take the house, then they would do all the updates, and then they wouldn't talk to the seller about the option that the seller themselves could have done this. They won't do that. And I'm like, that is just shady shit, and I don't appreciate it, and it makes us all have a very bad name. My job as a realtor is to tell the consumer, the seller, all of the options and let them decide on what's best. But here's the thing. What if the seller says to me, you know, I hear what you're saying. I don't want the headache. It stresses me out more to think about redoing my house like that. I understand that I'm leaving money on the table. Then I would 100% be like, well, you know, if you're really certain about that, then I don't mind purchasing the house and helping you out. And so I think just being like a true advocate for your seller is very important, and knowing what their options are is also equally as important. The more you know.